here. Today's going to be a short video on how to make nesting dies and frames within Design Space. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to pick a shape, and I'm going to pick one with straight lines. We'll do one with curved lines in a minute. And it is running a little slow today. So let's come over here, and I'm going to make this even numbers so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so our shape is 2 by 2. Nice and even. So I'm going to come up here to offset, and I'm going to make a 1/4 inch offset. I'm going to hit apply. All right, I'm going to pull these apart so you can see what we have. So we have our original shape, which is 2 by 2, and we have this one, which is now 2.5. So what this is doing is it is giving you a 1/4 inch all the way around. So you're not making your shape a 1/4 inch bigger, you're making a 1/4 inch difference in size. And that's important for when you go and make a frame. So let's go ahead and make another one, but this time we're going to use a negative offset, and it will still be the same, 0.25. And just pull it past this line here, and then you'll see a little negative shows up here, and look what it does. It puts it inside. All right, so now we have 3 that have a 1/4 inch difference between them. So I'm going to group this together and duplicate it. Oh, this is running very slow today. Now for this one here, I'm going to leave this over here for now. This one here, I am going to ungroup. I'm going to grab the top 2. I'm going to move my picture over here. And I'm going to come down here to the combine, and I am going to subtract. There it goes. It is running very slow today. So that subtracted the middle one from the big one, leaving me a frame that is now a 1/4 inch. So we can do that with the other 2 sizes. I'm going to duplicate this one again. I'm going to ungroup it. Because now I want this one and the small one. I am going to align them in the center. Then I'm going to come down here to combine again and subtract. So now that's given me a 2 by 2 inch frame that's a 1/4 inch thick. All right, so let's move this up here. Let me make that a different color. All right. Make this one a different color. There we go. That's a lot easier to see. So let me go ahead and align these to the center. So now you can see we have 2 frames. So for this one here, if you wanted to make this, all right, so now we're going to take the smallest one, go back up here to offset. We have a negative 2.5 offset again, hit apply. We're going to grab both of those together. We're going to come down here to combine, hit subtract, and it makes a 3rd one. Oops, let's undo that. All right, so now we have 3, just like what we started with. You align this to the center. And let me group these together. Actually, I don't need to group them together. Let me move this out of the way. So let's look at what we have now. So now we have a group. So we have our original small one is a solid and a frame. We have our medium one, a solid and a frame. And we have our big one, a solid and a frame. So you can continue on with this, making them bigger and bigger when there's straight edges like that. And they'll just keep making more and more nesting dies. Now, it's a little different. Let me get rid of this. It's a little different if you use one with a curve. So let me find the heart. That's where it's most obvious. Let me get rid of that. And when you have the heart, I'm going to come up here to offset. So here we're having a 1/4 inch internal offset or negative offset, and it still looks like a heart. So that looks good. So we can hit apply. All right, so now when we look at it, I'm going to make, let's see, let's enlarge this. So let's zoom in. Now this looks pretty good. The spacing still looks all the same, so that looks pretty good. So we can leave that one the way it is. So let's do a regular offset for the big one. Go offset. We're going to do a positive 25%. I mean 0.25 inches. Hit apply. So now we have one bigger. Now this looks pretty good too. It looks pretty even. Sometimes it may make it a little thicker on one side or the other, and you can always adjust this a little bit before you make your frame. But that looks pretty good. So we're going to do the same thing here. I am going to duplicate all these. All right. Let me move this to the side. So I'm going to grab the top 2 biggest ones, bring them over here. I'm going to go to combine, subtract. And now I have a heart-shaped frame. And we can do the same thing with any shape. You just continue on and you can make the frames and the nesting dies all that you want. So you could actually take this one. Let's make that a different color so we can see it. Let's make it orange. We can take the biggest one here. Well, that's not what we wanted to do. Go back. So this now would match. So if you wanted to make a frame with a full paper on the back, you could do that. Or you could even take this one and make another offset from that. That one back. Line these 2 up. And you could have something like that. Yeah, so give it a try. Make some nesting dies and make yourself some frames. And this way you can make them any size you want. You don't have to be searching around through your stash for certain sizes. You can make any size you want in any of these shapes that they have over here. And they have quite a few shapes over here now. Let me move my picture out of the way again. There's definitely a lot of different shapes now, and all of these will work. Probably something like the ribbon wouldn't work, you know, you need something, this would probably work. But yeah, so play with the buttons, play with the offset, and it was down here with combine and subtract is what I used to make the frames. And give it a try. If you like this, give me a like, and subscribe if you want to see some of the other ones that I'm going to do. And until next time, stay crafty.